Hey guys, welcome to level D. Make sure you have the correct paper. On your paper, the first problem should be the image that you see here, and it asks us to find the area of the shape. So we need to start off by splitting our shape into two. So we have two different rectangles. Since we have two different shapes, we're going to label one A, B. So let's look at our rectangle A to start. So we know our area for a rectangle, the formula is area equals base times my height. Okay, so for this rectangle, we can see that our base is going to be 5, and our height is 8. So let's substitute that in. We have area equals 5 times my height, 8. And then 5 times 8 is 40. And since we don't have our units, let's just put units squared. So now we have our area for our blue A shape. Let's look at B. B is also a rectangle, so my formula for area is base times height again. Now this one's a little bit trickier. We have our height, 3, but up top we're looking for our base. It tells us that this whole top part is 12, and this part down here was 5. So to find our missing side, we need to do 12 minus 5 to get 7. So that would be our base in our red rectangle. So now back down to our formula. Area equals base, we found was 7, times our height, 3. So our area, 7 times 3, is 21 units squared. Now remember, we found two areas, one for rectangle A and one for rectangle B. Now in order to find the area of our whole shape, we need to add together 40 plus 21 to get our total area of 61 units squared. And that's our final answer. Let's take a look at number 2. So this figure, we need to start by splitting it up. So we can split up our little rectangle up top, and we can split it at the bottom as well. So now we have one big square, which can be shape A, and then we have shape B and shape C. So let's start by looking at shape A. Shape A is a square, so we know my area is going to be base times height. Looking at this, our height is going to be 16. And then our base is a little bit tricky. So they tell us the whole bottom here is 28. We only want from here to here. So we need to take 28 and subtract it by our extra, which happens to be 8 yards. So if we do that, 28 minus 8, we find that our base of just our square is 20 yards. So back to our formula, we have area equals, we found our base was 20 yards times our height, 16. And 16 times 20 gets me an area of 320 yards squared. Now let's look at shape B. Shape B is a rectangle, so it's going to be area equals base times height. Our base, it doesn't really say up top, but we know that in shape C, if that is 8 yards, up here also is going to be 8 yards. And also in shape C, if that side is 5 yards, then we know that is going to be 5 yards as well. So back to our equation, area equals, my base was 8 and my height was 5. So 8 times 5 gets me 40 yards squared. Now since B and C have the same base and height, we know that shape C is going to have the same area that shape B had. So area equals 40 yards squared for shape C as well. Now to find our total area of this whole shape, we need to take 320 plus 40 and plus our other 40 for all three of our shapes. When we add this together, we should get 400 yards squared as your final answer. Make sure you upload a picture of your work and then move on to level E.